Two. Hey, there we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Another Facebook Live on this lovely Tuesday in May. What is today? The 16th? Something like that, right? Something like that. The 16th of May, which means we are exactly halfway through the second quarter. A month and a half away from half the year being over. We are very fortunate today from the lovely state of Arizona in our North Scottsdale office, real estate extraordinaire, Kim Nathanson. Welcome to the show. Kim has been here before because she's a rock star. How you doing, Kim?
I am doing very good. Thank you, Rick.
And it's good to know that Barney's okay.
Barney's okay. Barney's good.
Yeah, Barney had a little. Barney's her dog, one of her dogs. He had a little allergy issue, right?
He did. He started scratching a lot. We've had a crazy season here in Arizona. We had a lot of rain this winter, so everything's in bloom.
Yeah.
So he's at that age where he's starting to develop allergies. So he had to go in yesterday and get an allergy shot. And he was such a good little pup. On the way home, we stopped to Starbucks and he got a little puppuccino.
A little puppuccino, pup cup. All right, way to go, Barney. He probably loves that, right?
Oh, he loves it.
My question for dog owners is, and I was a dog owner my whole life, but not in the last 10 years, but after you go through Starbucks once and get them the pup cup, how can you ever go through there again without getting them another one? Because they'll go berserk because they know the last time I was here, I got a pup cup.
Oh, but wait, when I bring Starbucks home, the dogs know that I get the little, the cold foam on top. They know. And they sit there and wait
Wow,
for me to give them some. So
that is
they're pretty
amazing.
smart.
All right, cool. Well, for all you dog owners, here you go. So, the key is now how can you integrate the dogs in your business, right? You can definitely do it with social media.
Yes, you can. And we tend to forget about our pets when we're moving and how stressful it's moving is stressful enough on us. And we don't think about how stressful it is on our pets as well. And there's, some things that you can do to help your pets be less stressful during the move. So those are things that people need to check out as well.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, that people forget about their pets by leaving them at the old house. I saw. Did you see this? There was a post about that. These people actually moved out and left their dog on tied to a tree, nice long rope, and then the people who bought the house adopted. I guess it was a tenant that was evicted, and they bought the house and adopted the dog, and they did a whole story about how they turned this dog around because the dog was obviously a little abused and thin.
Oh,
Yeah, and they turned
that's
and the
sad.
dog's awesome now. Anyway, let's get into real estate now. All
All
right,
right.
so tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this job, and so forth.
Okay, so I grew up in the Midwest. I'm originally from the Chicagoland area. Came out here in 2006 and helped my husband start up a law firm when we came out here because he's a lawyer in Chicago and here. So I did that for a while. Always wanted to get into real estate, but I was raising two very active boys who were in sports. And the minute my youngest graduated high school in 2013, I went out and got my real estate license. So I've been doing this for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in August, and I absolutely love it.
Awesome. Yes, and you just had your other son. Didn't he just graduate or get a job or something to do with being a lawyer? Correct?
Yes, my youngest is now also a lawyer, so we have two lawyers in the family. So if anybody gets in trouble, we're all set.
You got it covered by two sides, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so tell us what's going on. Like, how you doing this year? I know you had a great year last year. What about how things going for you this year so far?
Things this year so far are going very well. Last year I had my best year ever. So I took my goals from last year and I stretched them even more. So I have a lot of pressure on myself. So I started out the first quarter of this year very well and still kicking it. And hopefully I'm on my way to make my goal for this year.
Right. Okay. And just give them an idea of activities. Like I know now you've been in the business for quite a while, so you're getting repeat and referral business, but you also do other things too. Tell them a little about all of it, though, please.
Sure. So most of my business is referral based. So I get a lot of my business from, my past clients, my sphere of influence, things like that. I'm starting to get a lot of business off the internet, which is a big goal for me this year through social media, through a lot of my marketing, whether it's videos, posts on Instagram or Facebook, and which is really great. So I'll get a lot of calls for people that are relocating here from other, places such as Chicago. We're getting a lot of people from Ohio, Washington State, California. So I'm starting to get a lot more agent referrals as well, which is my other goal. So on top of my personal referrals from my sphere and client base, I'm starting to get it from the internet and other agents.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, and you're out there. You talk to people. We do coaching together, so I know that you're out there. You make sure you
Yes,
track. Yeah, tell me a little about that.
I talked, in real estate, you have to get in front of people and you have to talk to people. If you're sitting at home waiting for things to fall in your lap, it's not going to happen. So, the more you're visible and out in front of people, the more business you're going to get. The more people you talk to, the more business you're going to get. Um, I do have a farm with another agent in the office, Holly, and we've been working this farm since 2015. So, we do a lot of events. We do a lot. We do a shred-a-thon. We are actually doing an event this Friday where we're inviting people to the local frozen yogurt shop from 1 to 3, and just have to mention our names and they get a free yogurt to kick off the heat wave coming and summer coming. So we're out, we send, postcards, we send brochures. So again, we're getting in front of people, getting our, faces out there. So that's another way that I get business is I have a geographical farm.
Awesome. And you also didn't you get a Italian ice truck or something? Everybody could come up to it one day, or
We did. We do a lot of events in the community. We do the Kona ice truck in the dead heat wave time of the summer where everybody just comes and gets Kona ice. We're doing this event. We do a shred-a-thon every year in October, and that is just not our community um, itself. It is the surrounding areas. We get a lot of people that come to that. We help sponsor our Oktoberfest that the community has. We do charity events in thir November and December where, we'll have a warm toes and cozy, wait, warm, what is it? Warm soles and cozy toes sock drive. And if they
wow.
come and do that, then they get hot chocolate and cookies. And so we love, not only give back to the community, itself, our community that we live in, but we like to give back to the community in general as a whole, the people that are disadvantaged. And we do backpack drives with Angels on Patrol, where we get backpacks for the kids that are less fortunate and don't have school supplies. So we do that. So we do a lot of things, that give back to the community.
Awesome. And it makes it fun too, right? You're doing business, you're doing something
Yeah.
good, feel good about it. It's for a good cause. Just like right here, I got this right on today, right? We're turning it up with the Sunshine Kids. Did you see the video that came out from Maria?
Yes. Yes. I'm so
No?
excited that we're going to start, kicking up our charity with the Sunshine Kids and helping those kids out. They're an amazing group of kids. Yeah. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, wasn't it great at the convention this year where they bring the kids right up on stage? It's really like you can feel it, right?
It is. It's heart-wrenching. It's kids with terminal cancer, and we are able to give them opportunities and things that they want to do that they wouldn't otherwise have a chance to do. And when those kids come out on the stage, you get chills down, up and down your arms, and your heart is just, reaching out to these kids. They're amazing kids.
Mm. Yeah, this year, and they're involved in the awards too. They do introductions and they do all
Yeah,
kinds of, which I
they're
think is
good
really,
too. They're
yeah,
really
that
good.
was really good.
I
That was
I
really
think
good.
some of them should get into broadcasting. They're very good.
Yeah, it was great. And then what was that guy's name? Kevin Brown that did the talk on heroes. It was Kevin Brown, wasn't it?
Yes, he was awesome. And the story about his son, he has a son with autism, was also very touching. I love our conventions. I think our conventions are very informative, and yet they bring in so many great speakers, and it's a great event. I love it.
I know, it's so great. All right. So, and just give an idea, just so they know, like, what is you, like, you have a high goal this year. What is your goal? How would you like to finish the year?
My goal this year is to do 500,000 GCI, gross commission income, and sell at least 20 million in sales this year.
Right. All right, cool.
So,
Just to give them an
yeah,
idea of where you are and what you did. Last year was your best year ever, and you had an incredible year. That's so incredible. So congratulations. So in
thank you.
order, like what have you learned? Like give them your top three things. Like in this business to be successful, to really give it your all. What are the three things that you would say probably are the most important things to be concerned with?
Um, well, in the beginning, I was just kind of dabbling in real estate. I really didn't take it seriously. But then, have a coach, such as somebody like you, that not only teaches you things but holds you accountable. Be yourself. Don't get caught up in what others are doing. We always try to compare ourselves to, oh my God, this agent's kicking it. They're selling this, and oh my gosh, why aren't I doing that? And oh, look what this person's selling. And you can't compare yourself to others. You have to be unique, be yourself, find a niche, stick with the niche, and just keep on it. Have a daily plan and a schedule and follow it. And utilize systems and tools that we have that are available to you. So there's there's so much in this business. I think a lot of people get their real estate license and they think, well, the last 2 years it was easy. You just put a sign in the front yard and the house was sold
Fog a
and you
mirror,
didn't have
you're
to
in.
do anything. Right, you didn't have to do anything. This business is can be so rewarding, but it is a lot of work, and you have to seriously be consistent and follow a schedule, and you have to work hard in order to make it in this business.
You do. I remember, I'm going to guess it was 6 years ago. It might have even been seven, but I'm pretty sure it was 6 years ago when you and I were talking that day where you were deciding, I'm either going to go out and do something else or I'm going to give it my all. And so the last 6 years, pretty much every year in a row, you've had a better year than the last and a better year than the last and a better year than the last because you've been doing all the stuff that you just mentioned, Cooking. So congratulations. You got
I
to look.
have, I have, thank you. Here's all my awards.
Nice. Oh, they just conveniently right there. Perfect.
Right, they're all there. So, I mean, I am probably my worst critic and my hardest, um, I'm the hardest on myself.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of pressure on myself to do better every single day that I get up. I have to do more than I did the day before, and every year better than the year I did before. I take this career very seriously because, like as I mentioned before, I absolutely love what I do. I get up every morning, jump out of bed, and get my day started, and I go all day long. And another thing that I want to mention to to other people that want to start in this business is that you really have to learn how to communicate and be a great communicator in this business. Communication is so big, and following up with people, and you know if you don't follow up with people, you're going to end up losing out on them. They're going to leave and go to somebody else who communicates better.
Yep.
So yeah,
As I call it, semi-stalker lead follow-up. You got to be on it, on it, on it, on it, in it to win it, right?
I am seriously a stalker. Like everybody who knows me knows that when I meet somebody, I will stalk them on Instagram, on Facebook, on the internet. I want to learn everything about them. Asking great questions is another thing that you have to do. People, they want to feel that you're invested in them, and the only way but you can do that is by asking them questions to find out more about them.
Yeah, getting to know them. Like that's what I
Hmm.
just did my video this morning for all my little areas with Lisa not here. I had to do all the posting myself, and it takes me a lot longer. But I talked about that. If you take your fiduciary responsibility seriously, right, which is part of your
Hmm.
license, I mean, it's all everybody had to pass the test to get their license. It's all in there, and then you even add maybe a slice of the golden rule to it. And now,
Right.
when people feel that they're number one, like when you're working with a client, a customer, when they can feel that they're number one with you, they want to use you. When they feel like you're number one with you, they don't want to use you.
Right, exactly. They don't want to hear, oh, I'm the top agent in my market.
Yeah.
They don't really care. They want to know, are you invested in them and invested in helping them sell their home for the highest price at the shortest amount of time, or are you just worried about, yourself?
Mhm.
So, also you also have to learn how to bounce back from rejection and failure, because
Mhm.
that's going to happen also too. You're not always going to love every single client you have. I've had to fire clients before, and I've lost out on deals before because we just didn't mesh together, or we just weren't a good fit or anything like that. And you can't sit in your chair and go, "Oh, woe is me. What am I going to do now?" My best and biggest little word that I love is a four-letter word. It's
Yep.
next.
Ah,
Next.
I was worried for a minute. Paul was
No,
leaning
no.
in.
Next. If something
Next.
happens and it doesn't work out, next, on to the next one. So,
Every time I think of the word next, I think of, remember the Seinfeld episode with the soup Nazi? Next in line. No soup for you. So that's how you have to be in real estate. Next, who is next? Because when they say no, I mean, that's what cracks me up about people with social media. Well, I don't want to look funny on social media. Well, if you look funny, some people are going to be attracted to it. The whole idea is a certain amount of people are going to stick to you, and a certain amount of people are going to be repelled by you. That's just human nature. I know that about me. I can
right,
tell when I'm talking
right.
to somebody if I'm drawing them in or repelling them away. We all know that. So you just be yourself, be authentic, and you're going to draw a certain amount of people. I know you have no problem doing that, which because your social media is excellent, by the way, especially the last couple of years. You've really ticked it up a notch, and you probably do a lot of business from it now, don't you?
I do. I actually, I received was it last spring? I received a call from somebody. They had their home listed with another agent. They already moved out of state, and the agent wasn't selling the home. And he called me and he says, "We would like to use your services to, market and sell our home." And I said, "Okay, can I ask you, how'd you find me?" He said, "My wife found you on Instagram." And I said, "Really?" He
Wow.
said, "Yes, she found you in hashtag boy mom group. You're in a boy mom group or something like that." And she looked at it and she goes, "That's our real estate agent."
Boy mom group. I love it.
Boy mom group, yeah. And I listed their home and I got it sold and they were able to move on. So it was, sometimes you just never know where you're going to get your next listing or your next, buyer. You just don't know.
You don't, and you know your social media is working. Like when you go to and I know you had this happen, where you go to the convention and people go, "Hey, I see you on Instagram. Hey, and then your clients are doing that too, and they see you out and about, and that's why it's such a. And I didn't understand this at first either. Like this. If you told me 7 or 8 years ago I'd be doing 2 Facebook lives a week, I would tell you I'll take 2 of what you're on. That's not happening. But
Right.
look at that, because it's effective and it works. And to finish up, I went on that tangent. I didn't finish, which is be authentic, be yourself. A certain amount of people are going to stick. A certain amount of people will be repelled, but you just keep adding. Next thing you know, you have a solid group of people following you. And it's like a farm. It's like farming. It's like prospecting. It's like all of that, because when you do a video, they're getting to know you, right?
Right. And like you said, be authentic and be you. I don't always just post real estate stuff. Sometimes I'm quirky, sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm serious. It just depends on my mood on what I post. And I have fun and I don't worry about, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? I did one about breaking up with the
I
house.
was just going to say, I saw you break up with a house once.
And I didn't have a script. I just started rolling with it. And I think it's so funny. I just think it's hysterical. And I
It
I
was. It was good.
actually had one guy reach out to me and say, "Did you break up with your husband?" I was like, "Did you watch the video the whole way through?" I was like,
Yeah. I know it's funny.
so
Like I get my stats on YouTube, right? And I'll have whatever 3,000 visits and 3,000 minutes. People don't stay on for the whole video. You just don't. They
no.
just do it. So anyway, okay, Kim. I know we're taking up your time here. We're right at time now. So any final words you want to leave these lovely people today?
I would just, what I said before, be yourself, don't compare yourself to others. Find a niche and stick with it, and build your personal brand, be visible. learn how to bounce back from rejection and failure, and have a daily plan and a schedule. Follow it, follow it, follow it. Use your systems and tools that are available and have fun.
Have fun, baby. And I will tell you this too, having energy like you do, you have wonderful positive energy. I know you've worn out that Peloton bike of yours. So have a exercise routine too if you want to throw that in the mix too, because I know you do that.
I did. I worked out this morning, so I do
Good
that
job.
too.
All right, Kim. Well, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. We'll do this again.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
talk to you soon, Kim. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye.
See ya.